times as you can. So then I used it, and then I'm gonna stealth and let my character regenerate its stamina. So if you're in the Highlands, those big blue pillars, go to them, get the perk, Ancient Water, just by drinking the water, and then that's extremely useful for low levels or for long distance travel or for just being in that area. Another thing I would suggest, so tip number 8 is I'm sorry if I don't have all of these in quite order. I'm trying to do my best here. I just wrote some stuff down. I didn't even know if I was going to talk about it. Always carry water pouches with you. These are very inexpensive to make, but very useful. In certain situations, you'll want to be like, oh man, I wish I could make some slaw of poppy to regenerate a bit of my health. And if you harvested these, you had these, but you didn't have those water pouches, you wouldn't be able to make them. And then also, it's really good for making this, and the reason I would suggest this is because it's actually very useful. Some resources, where is it? Right here, it's going to want water. So if you're carrying water pouches on you all the time, you don't have to be like, oh man, I forgot my water pouches. I put them in the faction's base. And it's just one of those precautions you can take, and of course other people won't take your water pouches as well. So always carry your water pouches. That would be my 8th tip. My 9th tip would be to always build your base, your personal base. Always build your personal base close to your stronghold, extremely close. If you're doing this on a standard server, you get the benefit of additional protection with your facility. Now, building it closer to your faction stronghold is a very smart thing to do, because your stronghold puts out a debuff on a standard server when you have your shields up on the enemy, which it makes the enemy weaker, and all your attacks against the enemy become stronger. Plus, on the Reckoning, your entire team will be able to also protect your little outpost too. What you can do is build it here. A lot of people, if the space is open, build it back there. I designed this one up here just because there were some things that said area blocked and I wasn't able to do it there. But also just keep in mind the clan divinity seed that allows you to have 25,000 points of health on your facility and 400 armor. So it's just a very smart thing to do. I'm going to put out a video guide on how to make a base that's highly effective, a personal base that's highly effective for you and your team, and how to go about that. So my 10th tip would be for mounts. Okay, I don't have a mount right now, but let's say this is sort of a warning as well. I'm gonna go over here. I actually need to get some food for my character before it dies. Let's obtain this. I'm just gonna eat one of these. One of these two, I'm gonna eat him. Oh. He's very angry. What? Alright, that is broken. Okay, I'm gonna exit because that's lagging a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna get my character food and water because I'm doing this on an official server, so it's not like I can like type in a code and enter God mode and have unlimited health and stuff. So okay, we should be able to kill it now. don't know how we got... Wow. This is really messed up. I don't know why it's that messed up. This is actually really frustrating right now. I can't attack you, but you can attack me. That doesn't seem fair. And let's... Okay. So my suggestion is, let's say this little guy was my stag or my buddy, right? And I tamed him in the tier 1 zone, which this is a tier 1 zone. One of the things is, if you can't kill effectively in the other zone, let's say it takes you 12 shots to kill something, or it takes you 10 shots. So anywhere, if you're not 3 or 4 shotting something in that zone, don't have your pet out. Just keep it safe. Okay, so if you tamed a stag, which is primarily meant for travel, use it only for travel. And player versus player, I like to use my stag very carefully. So just keep that in mind, to use your stag very carefully. If you're going to use your stag to carry resources for you, let's say I click Z and my stag's out here to my side. If you go through a tier 2 zone and you're even at my current level, I wouldn't take a tier 2 to harvest any of the iron out there near those mountains, because your pet is going to get tagged and aggroed by everything on the way from your stronghold to there and back. And if you can't one-to-two shot that, your tame will die, and you're gonna get very upset, even if it's your stag. Now, if you use your stag to go get iron, don't fill them all the way up. Have a little bit of space between, how much you can carry or not, because all the stuff that you carry, when you mount your stag, it's gonna get added to the stag's weight. So if anything, you can put let's say 50 to 75 pieces of iron ore onto him and then run back, but that's still a bit dangerous because he only has so much stamina, and soon as your stag's out of stamina, and if you dismiss him, all the stuff that you had will drop. So I primarily just like to go on foot and collect the resources myself, just because the game hasn't inputted very strong pets and creatures into the game. And if I tamed one of these things, I would only use it to have it out by my side to, let's say, go out here, collect a bunch of trees, put a bunch of the trees on him, put it on me, and then run back. And of course, in this area, I could kill anything that attacked it, and I would be able to protect it no matter where we went in this area, and then we can both safely get back to where we needed to go. And of course, you wouldn't want to mount this and then ride it. It would be very slow. You could do that. So tip number 11 would be to craft your own bows, and so craft your own weapons and armor, and so for me, if I got into a new server, just craft your own weapons and bows. I know it might seem like it's going to take a bunch of time, but if someone's offline and they're not able to craft you your weapons that you need, let's say you had this bow unlocked, which is a tier 2 5 bow, and then your faction